Hello and welcome back to the next level in my Shadow Man the Horror playthrough. This level is called the Temple of Fire and we are going to complete it today, but the best way for me to give you a bit of an overview before we start is actually if we jump into Blender first. So there's a lot to cover today, quite a lot of things we can do in this level. We have a couple of key items which I'll point out. But first of all, let's just get our head around this level and how it works. So we come in here along the skin bridge, go in a few little caverns and things like that, and then we swim in under. That actually takes us into this chamber, which has two bloodfalls either side. Later on we'll actually be able to climb those bloodfalls with one of the key items. And this area in here is kind of like a trial area. And what we're doing is we're trying to raise this pyramid in what's pretty much the center of the level, this bit here. So this is like the first trial, they call it, and then the second trial is actually beating the boss up ahead. But what we're essentially doing is lifting these blocks, which will eventually give us access to where we can go and fight the boss. So every switch you press will raise a block, and then eventually there is fire in here, and then eventually we have to turn off the fire. So once we do that, that'll get us into the next trials, which are these little spinning blades and hammers and things. But interestingly, this is based on the old version of the map. In the new update, as you'll see later, there's more of these traps have been added, and we've got new traps. We'll cover that later. Finally, we make our way to the room where we get our gad, which is a tattoo for our arms, and that'll actually let us touch fire after we firstly fight this boss. And even the boss has changed for the horror mode too, and we'll get to that later. So once we get this new tattoo, we can actually touch the fire along here and climb into that little tunnel, and we can also push these blocks that you see around the place. Before we weren't able to access them. So the other key item that we need to also get in this level is the point. Now it's actually at the start of the map, but it's all above the start of the map. Like you can't basically get it until you get Shadow level 4. And we're not going to be able to do that all in the Fire Temple, but we will warp outside the Fire Temple and pick up those and come back and do that. It just makes sense to do it all in the same video. So we pick up the point, and that allows us to climb bloodfalls. There is one more key item, and you can just see it in the corner, right hand corner over here, and it's the flambeau, which lets us break through these skin doors. But we need to be Shadow Man level 5 for that, so unfortunately we're not going to do that in this video, but we will come back later. So that's a bit of an overview of the map. Let's jump back into the Fire Temple. So this level is definitely more difficult, I believe, on horror mode than it was my first time playing this. You'll see why very soon. There's a lot more enemies and a lot more traps, and the enemies are just generally harder as well. But it's not impossible, because basically all we have to do at this stage is set all the switches, and essentially if we really have to, we'll just set the switch and then just die and then just like spawn outside the level, or like, yeah, and we'll just make our way back. So there's a lot more of these little fish in the water as well, these little, I don't know if you look at little eels or something, but I just noticed there was so many more in the horror mode. Like, look at the amount of them. Thankfully they can be pretty much just taken out in one hit with your gun. Okay, so this is the chamber I was talking about earlier with the two bloodfalls. We're just going to work our way systematically from the bottom to the top, but getting through each of these doors and press each of the switches. So like I said, we'll notice there's a lot more traps. The sisters are a lot harder too. I think they just move a lot faster, and oh no, and there's far more traps and far more spikes on the ground. So I collect a couple of items, and but what I'm gonna hopefully do is just like activate the switch and then just get out of here and maybe not even have to fight them. So let's see. Oh, bit of fire. Actually, I've never been up around this way before. This is actually a little bit easier. Because one of the platforms down there has now got 4 spikes, so it's really hard to avoid that. And over here now has 4 spikes as well. Okay, managed to get the first one up, no problem. And so this will wake up the sisters. And they should come out of this door over here. Their movement speed is just so much faster, I find. Like, whoa. Oops, let's go here. Oh no, I'm gonna die already. I don't know how I survived that. So yeah, they're a lot faster. I do believe there's certainly more of them in certain parts. We just about got out of there alive, so let's see if we can survive this one. Look at some health. So the good thing is I can like run around here and pick up some health before they actually wake up. So I'm just going to clear this enemy out, this area out of health. And I do need to kind of issue a correction. In my last video, I missed in the experimentation rooms. I actually missed one of the Govi, and I will go back and get that at the end of. Oh yeah, there's a new trap. This has been totally new trap to the game, added just for the horror mode. It's kind of like a flamethrower. Actually, his eyes glow red as well, which is very cool. So it's kind of like yeah, just a flamethrower that just stays out for a little bit, and yeah, it's of course placed in a very awkward position. There's one on this side of this door as well, around this corner. But yeah, I have to give a shout out to Rabid Myers, who commented on my last video to say that I missed the Govi, and we will pick that up in this level, in this playthrough, I should say, this video. It was moved in the experimentation rooms. Night Dive likes to move the Govi around, and once again it caught me out because basically what happened was the new weapon that's been added, the Tide of Mort, is where one of the whoa. Okay, the other ones are coming now, so I'm going to jump down here, get the hell out of here. Yeah, so where the Tide of Mort was, it used to have a Govi. Now that Govi has been moved into one of the little rooms, and in my playthrough, if you watch back, I'm like standing outside the room saying, oh, there's probably just a Cato in there, so I'm not going to go in. And thankfully, because I was wondering where, it did get a notification to say I'm missing a Govi in that part, but I just couldn't find it, and I didn't know where it would be, because of course they've moved it, so thanks to Rabid Myers for pointing that out. And there is, let's see what's in here. Let's see if I can get up here. No. Okay, and we're gonna have to just go around and just collect some health before we press this switch, I think. And one other correction I should point out too, and it was Sunblade actually gave me a shout out about this. There is there no longer can we save by just warping to an area and then warping away. We have to now the only way to get your save back is like picking up a key item, or I think getting a teddy bear warp for the first time, or the final one being if you die. But basically, quite a good idea from Sunblade on the Discord group. He's pretty much said, well, you should just die before you need to save, which I'm going to probably do in this level. So let's press this switch and get the hell out of here. Of course, all of the sisters are going to wake up, and we're going to have a bad time on our hands. The sisters are awake. See if we can just jump out of the way. And I know I probably should be fighting them, but to be honest, there's going to be plenty of opportunity later. I think in this next room, actually, I'm going to have to fight quite a few of them. And if I can avoid them, I'm definitely going to, because they just drain your health so quickly if there's a lot of them. So let's see. This is the one where we have to slowly make our way down to the bottom. And I'm actually going to... There's a Govi halfway up, so Let's go ahead and... Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. I should have got that on the way back up. Let's go ahead and pick up our first Scovia of this level. Especially when I get that before the sisters actually wake up, because this part of the game is just kind of hard to live, really. I don't know, I may die here, but I'm going to try my best to live. Let's switch to the Tidamore. It's going to be a little bit more helpful in... Oh, I didn't mean to shoot that. In fighting the sisters. It's got that homing effect, and it probably does have the best range of any of the Voodoo weapons. I think it actually has a better range than my shadow weapon. Oh, I just didn't want to use them health right away. Oh no way, I'm going to die already. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is possible to live in that bit, but to be honest, I'm just gonna run back to that area, so I'll just skip ahead to that bit. So yeah, there isn't really any big consequences from dying, because you can just pretty much run back to the area. And I'm actually wondering if I just dip in here, are these guys gonna be... No, I'm gonna just try and get this Voodoo and then get the hell out before I die. Oh my god. So do you see how hard those guys are? Like, oh my god, the shot just almost always hits me, so yeah, it's hard to live in that room. So I've got two more switches. So this switch is, once it's pressed, there's always going to be sisters in that main hall out there, which is kind of annoying. But that raises the last plinth for the pyramid, and then there's one more to turn off the fire, which is just down here. So I'm just going to turn off the fire, and then it's going to wake up the sisters in this room, and let's see if I can take them on. Hopefully I can beat them. I've got down to one more. Normally there would only be 2 sisters to fight in this bit. Ah, damn it. And to be honest, one-on-one, they're not too difficult to fight. But when there's 4 shooting at you at once, and you've got your back to 2 of them, that part is actually quite tricky. And it can be, you can get stuck down the bottom of that pyramid just fighting them and keep respawning over and over again. I've got another Dark Soul, and I've got my Teddy Bear Warp. Haven't actually saved yet, so I don't need to die. But in theory then, what Sunblade was saying then, I could just jump. In fact, what I will do is, I will die. Because I want to show you guys something new. This room has got so many more traps in it now compared to the first version of the remaster and of course the original game. But something that I noticed that really caught me off guard is when you die by these traps now, it turns Shadow Man into meat, which I was really not expecting. I basically got thrown off by, I ran past this hammer and into this next trap and just got totally confused as to where to go in my first playthrough, and I just got turned into meat, and it was a real surprise to me. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I got to here and I was like, oh, which way do I go? And then I just like got trapped in the middle, and I only had 1 bar of health, and it just turned me into meat. And I was really shocked to see that because I don't know, I just never seen that happen in Shadow Man before, so it just took me by surprise. So, but thankfully, because we just got the Teddy Bear Warp, there was no real cost in doing that. But yeah, as you can see, traps they're just amped up. There's just a lot more of them. And I seen a comment from someone on the Discord. They were like, you know, I don't see the big deal or whatever, because you know, they could have just done this in the normal mode, added these traps, because they're not even that hard. But I tend to disagree. Like, wow, look how much health that took off me, for example. Yeah, I do find these traps to be hard to dodge. Let's see well, there's just fireballs in parts that I'm not used to there being fireballs in, and then just more traps. Oh, I got turned to meat again. Right, let's try that again. Yeah, it's just harder to live in this part, just to get through. Like, I mean, ultimately, even if you only get hit a couple of times, it's just enough to then make it so that whenever you get to the boss, you just have that little bit less health. So yeah, it's just a lot harder, I think. No, I keep getting hit by the same one. Alright, I'm gonna cut until I get past that bit. Okay, I made it past that one, but wow. Whoever said these traps were easier, don't listen to them. They are not easier. Oh my god, I got hit again. Right, let's see if I can get this little bit of health. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is fight the boss in this area. And again, this has been made harder because in the first version of this, there was only one boss to fight. But you can see over in the left and right, so there's one in the center, one left, one right. Once the first one's activated and killed, I think then the second one spawns. So yeah, it's just a lot harder, I think, this boss. Obviously, because it's like technically 3 times harder because there's now 3 of them. And there's always a jump I find really hard to make in this part, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to save right here, and this will actually give me a save just before the boss, which is handy. So let's go ahead and jump on this, and then jump here. So this will be our first switch we press, and this will activate the boss. I'm going to make sure I have my Tide and Mort on because yeah, it's the best weapon I think for the boss, because it's got that little homing bit. This boss will fly all over the level, really. Alright, I made the jump. That was, to me, the hard part. And you can see this weapon is super useful for this boss because it's just tracking her. Nice. Okay, so I've woke up another one of the sisters. Now that that one's beat. She's already shooting at me. So you can see my shadow gun is not doing too much damage, but no, I'm gonna die. Okay, I need to get some health badly. Please be health. No, why are you not health? I probably shouldn't have pressed that either because now I'm just gonna come back to life and die. No. Okay. And now I have to run the whole way back, so I'm going to cut to that. Okay, so she's still alive. Just got one more to fight. Largely killed. And oh my god, I really need some voodoo to actually fight her. Look how much health I've got already. Probably not a good idea to come in here in them little rooms because things just like ricochet and homing on you and everything. Don't kill me now. Okay, so we were able to kill her. All that's left to do now is press these buttons, and this lowers the lowers that little semicircle thing, and then that'll give us our gad or tattoo. That boss is not easy. I managed to beat it. I played this through once on my own before recording this just to try out, and I did actually manage to beat all 3 at one, you know, in one playthrough, but yeah, it's easier said than done. I think this is the last switch. Yep. We're going to jump in and get our gad and get the final couple of Dark Souls in this level. always think the tattoos, you know, once you start to get them, your character does look a little bit cooler. But they are also functional. We can now push this block. And I guess it's probably worth giving it a save at this point. There's no harm really in saving. Just means I don't have to run the whole way back if anything goes horribly wrong in this room, which it could well do, because there's a lot of sisters in this room actually. And they just wake up instantly as well. Just trying to like throw them off just by like going left and right a lot. One tip someone on the Discord gave was that the shots don't so much fire at where your character model is, but they predict where your character model is going to be. So in theory, if you just like keep changing direction, just test out, just like sidestep basic. Oh, okay. Yeah, they bounce back. There's no way I'm going to run the whole way back, so let's load up that save and see if we can beat them again this time. Alright, let's try that again. I do think the sidestepping thing is kind of working, like the projectile seems to be following wherever I move to next, but I just... oh no, she woke up at the wrong time. This would be good to get her killed at the start. Yeah, it's a really confined little room. If I can take these sisters out one at a time, that would be really good. Okay, I'm doing well so far. Nice, got 3 of them dead. Where's the other 2 at? Wondering if they haven't woke up yet. Oh, there they are. Never mind, spoke too soon. Ideally, if you can take them on one at a time, it's much better than trying to take them all on, because they're all shooting at you at once, but obviously we don't always have that luxury because they'll just all kind of spawn in. But yeah, one at a time, if you can just take them on at once, they're not too bad on their own. Oh, okay. I don't think you can do this room without killing them ones, because what happens at the top of this room is you have to climb up to the part where you can shimmy along a ledge, and unless you're really lucky, they'll just keep knocking you off the edge, I think. Okay, so I think it's just a little puzzle beyond this part. Let's go and see. I think we just have to turn on a rope. I don't believe there's any enemies. Oh no, it's just right into the guard. Hopefully I can get this jump right. Nice. And now we're going to go and get the other one, which is by shimmying across the other wall over there. I don't think there's any enemies to fight in this, but I think it is just literally turning on some ropes and avoiding some fireballs and things like that. And this is technically, at this stage in the game, the last Dark Soul we can get in the Fire Temple. But what we're going to do is go and get to Shadow Man level 4, and that'll actually unlock a few more key items in this, so I'll come back, but it just makes sense for us to get this all at once. So let's see, there's two buttons I need to press. One to shoot the rope across, and one to open the door. There we go. Nice and easy. Not really a puzzle as such, I don't think. Jump up here and grab this. One other thing that someone, I think it might have been Sunblade, or it could have been someone else before, but Sunblade kind of expanded on it in the Discord as well, is that later on in the game, we haven't got to it yet, I'm looking forward to seeing what it's actually like, but once you unlock all of the gods and you're effectively invincible to fire, for some reason the new flamethrower weapon still actually does damage to you, And what somebody was saying, some of the other members were saying, that it would be good if they could actually just make the flamethrower no longer hurt you, because that would make more sense if you're invulnerable to fire. This room is full of these boxes. Just to let you know which one to press, if you come to the back of where you come up the staircase, it's the one on your right. So it's this one just right over here. And I believe there is a sister to fight in here, so we just need to watch out for that. Yep, there she is. Where'd she go? I wish I had a ricochet weapon I could just like bounce up out in there so that should get hit. I don't think any of my weapons ricochet like that. Oh, I got hit by one. So this should bring us to the last Dark Soul just around this corner. Hasn't got us quite up to level 4. What we'll do first is we'll actually go to the experimentation rooms and get that one that I missed, I mentioned. As you know, the new update actually tells you, it says find Dark Soul, so that tells us there is a Dark Soul to get in here. So let's warp to the experimentation rooms and get that one I missed. So this one should be relatively easy to get. Well, that could be my famous last words. We just have to make a run to the lift, which will take us right to where the Tide of Mort is, which should just take us around the corner from where the Dark Slime Mist is. I'm just going to change actually to the Asylum because it's slightly more powerful, I think. And because there is 3 enemies we have to fight as soon as we come out of this lift. Charge up my shadow gun. I'm going to go for the Surgeon first because he's the one that I think does the most damage. There we go, that's him dead. Yep. So the Tide of Mort sits here, and this is where roughly the I think the Govey might have been just like over here somewhere. And in my playthrough, I was like, oh yeah, should I go into these rooms over here? And I'm like, there's no point. It's only a couple of Cado. But actually, behind this door is the Dark Soul, which I totally missed. I hate them guys that suck life out of you. I'll actually get my life back, which is pretty handy. There we go. We'll get a little bit of it back anyway. Here, so a couple more. Let's go get one more easy Dark Soul, and it's actually in the Paths of Shadows. You may remember this block. It's right at the start. So let's warp over. The game is starting to spawn enemies at this point, and I guess it's because we can now access the Dark Soul. I think it's just one at this point actually. Later on they spawn a bunch, I think. I know in the normal mode it did anyway, so I'm assuming it's going to be the same for horror. But over here was the box that we could push, and pushing it will reveal another easy to get Dark Soul now that we have this ability. Right in here. Cado. And the last 2 that we're going to pick up are over at the Asylum. It says here find 2 Dark Souls, so let's go to the Asylum Gateway and use our new ability to touch the fire and get to the new Dark Souls. So we're going to jump off the bridge left and avoid a couple of these little fiery bits. And apparently these doors can now turn you into meat as well. So if you die and by getting hit by one of them doors, you're going to just be a pile of meat basically, which is new. I don't know if that's new from the update or it's just new even if you're playing on normal. I haven't actually played normal since the horror modes come out. But you can imagine that if I didn't have the touch fire ability, I couldn't shimmy around these, so that's what's allowed us to get into this level, this area of the level I should say. And there are some, I'm going to leave these barrels here. Whoa, he just came out of nowhere. That really scared me, I didn't expect that. As I said, I'm going to leave these barrels here in case I need to fall back to this area. I didn't expect there to be an enemy there so quickly. And these guys in cages as well really frustrate me. So I'm going to get them killed first. Okay. There is a new enemy to this part. We haven't seen him yet. Let me just check. I think he's in here. Oh, there he is. Okay, this guy is an absolute health sponge. Okay, actually his shield's down, which might help me. Yeah, so I think it's the shield. Like when he has that shield, he just has so much health. So you want to try and take that down. But he just... Oh, another one. I didn't know there was two. Okay, I've blocked his shield. I've burnt his shield, I think. Nice. So yeah. They have just got so much more health than the hook hand guys. They genuinely do scare me. I had to do so much damage to one of them guys in my test run of this level. Okay, up to 70 Cado as well, which is good. Getting really close to having an extra bit of health. And these guys really annoy the life out of me because I've killed him and I can't get my health back. But oh no, this guy's spawned at me, I think. If you can take them out from far away, then highly recommend that. It's hard to appreciate how much they drain your health if you get in standing close to them. And it's hard to fight them as well whenever you're trying to fight other enemies. So, yeah, coast's clear. I'm gonna go and get a couple of Dark Souls. I think there's one this way and then one the other way possibly. I can't actually remember. Yeah, I think there's one up here. Yeah, this is the sniper hog guy I was talking about. If you get close to him, he'll do a flame attack, and yeah, it makes sense. Like if you're vulnerable to fire, then why would the flame? Oh, there we go. I've leveled up, so I'm now at level 4. Technically, I can now just warp back to the fire temple and get the poing, which is a new item that lets you climb the bloodfalls. But I'm not going to do that because there's one more Dark Soul to get in this area, and I might as well get it while I'm here. Just watching out because there's another couple of enemies. See how much easier it is to kill those guys compared to the chainsaw guys. There's a chainsaw guy just right around this corner you want to watch out for. Okay, I've got his chainsaw off him, or his shield off him. No. Yeah, that's pretty terrifying. Oh my god. No way. Oh my god. I couldn't outrun him. Like he runs as fast as I do. Hope that was the last enemy in this area because I am down to no health. If you let those guys touch you at all, it just drains your health. Wow, 3 boxes and not a bit of health in them. Okay, so the last one is just hanging on the bridge over there, or in this little trolley. So slowly walk across here, fall down. And I'm going to go and collect quite a few Cado, just if we just climb back up and just drop down over here. There's like 4 Cado over here that's well worth getting. I'm getting so close to 100. Looking forward to getting that extra health bar. I really need it in this mode. So now we can go back to the fire temple, see the way it's telling us, open coffin gate and then poing. So let's go back into the fire temple and finish that off. So we need to go back straight across here. Trying our best to avoid these sisters. I'll not be able to avoid the ones in here. I might actually just get the Tedamore on. Because there is a couple in here as well we can't really avoid. One of them up there. And the last one over there, so let's see if my Voodoo weapon will actually trace her. Lock onto her, nice, that's her dead, so. Just need to make my way up this spike way, so. So it's basically the opposite side of where we press the switch. You'll know you're on the right track because there's all these spikes. The other way up doesn't have any of these spikes. Okay, let's go in here, push the block away. So we obviously didn't have the fire ability before, so we couldn't have done that. But we also didn't have shadow level 4. Oh, we didn't know there were spikes there. There's more traps, of course. Watch out for a climb up on this before I get hit. And let's see, yep, just down through here. A couple of new little worms about. Just don't want them to take any more health off me. Alright, so let's open up this coffin level 4 door and get our new item. Let's go up pulling.
This should be useful.
So now you can see he's actually wearing, so now I've got tattoo on our arms and the pawing on our arms, and there's 2 actual more Dark Souls we can get in this, just in this area alone. Now that we have it, I'm going to do a little save here because sometimes this jump can be a little awkward to make. Let's continue. There we go. So there's that Dark Soul, and then there's actually one in the main chamber. I'm not sure where this takes us out. Let's just see. This is somewhere that makes it. I think we can just swim back to the main chamber. It's up here. I think I may have went the wrong way there, but I bet you all these little fish have spawned back also. Because I left the area and then came back, I think all the enemies will just spawn back on me. And it's surprising, like, these little fish, probably in normal mode, you don't think do too much damage, just nibble away a little bit of your health. But it's enough to, they're enough to kill you. So to give you, there's 2 bloodfalls here. One of them leads to a Degovie and the other one doesn't. So it's the one as you come out of this tunnel, it's the one on the right, so it should be this one. And I pretty much learned that just from looking at the Blender file, because I get it wrong every time. I always have to climb the first one and then like look over and see I'm at the wrong bit and then have to jump back down and climb it again. So hopefully I'm right, and this leads to the final Govie that we'll get at this stage of the playthrough. I haven't actually been up here yet, so I'm just looking out for any traps. I don't trust the Night Dive developers at all. It does look like there's a few more traps have been placed, a few more spikes, and this jump is actually kind of awkward to make too, so I hope I don't miss. Oh no, I didn't know I was going to miss Sister. Where did they come from? Alright, I got the Dark Soul anyway. I'm going to warp out of here. So let's just warp to the Path of Shadows, and I think that should be it for today's video. Okay, thanks guys for checking out this video, and I hope this video helped, and I hope you'll join me in the next video.